Hello, welcome to Mickey Techie channel. I would like to thank my family, my friends, my subscribers, and my mentor, Professor Surendran from Government College of Technology, and Almighty my God, Lord Shiva. Today's topic is coupling. What is meant by coupling? Coupling is a member which connects two shafts and transmit power easily to connect and disconnect. Okay, so this is the main purpose of coupling. Next, it should reduce shock load and no loss in power, and it introduce mechanical flexibility and protect against overloading. We know that we have a two types of coupling. One is a rigid coupling and another one is a flexible coupling. Now we are going to discuss about rigid coupling. Rigid coupling is used to connect two shafts which are perfectly aligned. The shafts which are perfectly aligned, we can use a rigid coupling. What is meant by a rigid? There is no deformation, there is no dislocation. Okay, so from name itself you can know that the rigid coupling which is very strong. Here in the rigid coupling we can say sleeve or muff coupling is one type. Here, the sleeve or muff coupling is designed as a hollow shaft. Mostly, the sleeve is made of cast iron. Here, the two parameters are considered in very important manner. One is D. Capital D2 is the diameter of the hollow shaft or diameter of the muff coupling, which is 2 into D plus 13. Small d is the diameter of the shaft, and L is the 3.5 times of diameter of the shaft. The next one is a clamp or a compression coupling, which is also known as a split type muff coupling. It is a modified form of a muff coupling. The sleeve or muff are made into two halves and bolted together. So this is the clamp coupling or a compression coupling. All the design parameters are same as the sleeve coupling. The next one is the very important thing, which is a flange coupling. Flange coupling we are having in two types. One is a normal flange coupling and another one is a marine type flange coupling. Flange coupling, in the flanges are made of cast iron and flanges are connected by means of bolts and nuts. Flanges two shafts are joined by means of key. Yes, in this flange coupling assembly we have a three parts. One is a shaft, another one is a flange, and another one is a key and bolts. Okay, bolts are used to tighten two flanges and keys are used to hold flange and shaft. Here the next type is the marine type flange coupling. Here the flange is an integral part of a shaft. Therefore, in marine type flange coupling there is no keys are available. From this you can say that in marine coupling there is no keys. Next, the flanges are connected by headless bolts. Yes, like a studs. The flanges are connected by means of a studs. Bolts in the flange coupling are subjected to shear and bending. This is a very important thing. Bolts in the flange coupling are subjected to shear force and bending moment. Okay, like a beam, like a cantilever or a simply supported beam, it will failure due to the shear force and bending moment produced while transmitting the power. Here, the shaft of 100 mm diameter, the number of bolts in the flange coupling should be 4 numbers. Okay, and each are 90-degree angle. If the shaft is of 200 mm diameter, the number of bolts is needed is 8. Therefore, 45-degree angle. In this assembly, flange coupling assembly, the weakest element in the flange coupling is key. You may get a question like this. In an assembly design which consists of a coupling, a key and a shaft, which one is the weakest material? Which one is the weakest element? You can get an option of key. You should select the key. Here, the diameter of the bolt small d is equal to 0.25 times of capital D divided by root of n. Capital D is the diameter of the shaft, n is the number of bolts. In the marine coupling, the parameters which we need to know is, first one is a dB. dB is equal to 1.6 times of small d. Small d here is the diameter of the shaft. D2 is the 2d and T thickness is the 0.33 times of D. And next we are going to discuss flexible coupling. Flexible coupling, we are having three types of flexible couplings. One is a bushed pin flexible coupling, and another one is a hooked or universal coupling, and third one is a Oldham's coupling. First we are going to discuss about bushed pin flexible coupling. Here, the bushed pin flexible coupling, the important design goes to the pin, because the pin, design of pin is very important. The pin will going to undergo a bending stress, a bearing stress, as well as the transverse shear stress. So, the design of pin is very much important. The diameter of the pin will represents the how much of the power it can transmit. Okay, and moreover, this flexible coupling, the power transmission is done by shear resistance. The shear resistance of the pin will transmit the power. And the most important thing is, it is a modified form of flange coupling. Since it is a flexible coupling, we have a rubber bushes and leather bushes are used to couple the flanges. Since the flange coupling is a rigid coupling, but the bushed pin flange coupling is a flexible coupling. In order to make the difference, we are using rubber and leather bushes and pins to couple the flanges. Between two shafts, rubber and leather is act as a medium of compressible, as well as it will take care of a small misalignment or a small deformation, we can say. Not a misalignment, we can say it as a deformations. The small amount of deformations can be permittable. That is why it is called as a bushed pin flexible coupling. Next one is a hook or a universal coupling. Mostly we can see in automobile differentials as well as the automobile steering shafts. Universal couplings are there, or hook joints are there. The purpose is two shafts are connected with an axis intersection we can connect. The inclined shaft power transmission without losses are possible, which is used in milling machines, automobiles. Most of the time automobiles you can see in as an universal coupling. So intersecting shafts can be transmitted. The power transmission between intersection shafts are possible. The next one is a Oldham's coupling. Oldham's coupling, it is an inversion of a double slider crank mechanism, and it going to transmit power with a small lateral misalignment. Since the driven and the driven shafts should be parallel, the axis of the driver and driven shaft should be parallel, but a small amount of lateral misalignment is permittable. That is why it is in flexible coupling. The two shafts are coupled with lateral misalignment. Here, the rigid and flexibility are attained by kinematically. The rigidity and flexibility are attained by kinematically. It causes small additional load on the shaft and bearings. It is a very important thing. Okay. So next we are going to talk about some of the couplings which we are used in mechanical engineering applications. One is a Oldham coupling to joints non-collinear shaft and adjustable, and flange couplings joints collinear shaft and it is of a rigid type. Universal coupling commons and peripheral shaft longitudinal and angular shifts of the shaft. Frictional coupling joins collinear shaft and engages and disengages them during motion. The friction coupling is otherwise called as clutches. Okay. Next is a gear coupling which permits greater torque capacity for the given size. So this is a gear train. Gear train we also call it as in a gear couplings. Thank you friends. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, share the technical content. Thank you.